Hi and welcome to the 2022 SEVA Winners Reel. I'm Yusuf from Toby Johnson Middle School. This year's contest had so many amazing entries that during award night we can only show a short clip. But now we can showcase the full-length versions of all of the videos that received a SEVA Award. Refill your popcorn bowl, sit back and enjoy this year's Winners Reel. First up, the Creative Expression SEVA Award winners. Videos in this category include fictional content, book trailers, original music videos, or any program that has an educational message but doesn't fit into the other four categories. Let's watch.
Hello, my name is Tristan. I am a kindergarten student in Mrs. Barcetta's class. This year we have been learning the letters of the alphabet in sign language. Sign language is used to help people who are deaf communicate with others. Please enjoy our song.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Sing, sing, I can sing my A, B, C.
We have used our knowledge to spell the color words too. Our class has had a lot of fun learning the letters, and we hope to learn more signs throughout kindergarten.
messy.
How messy their table and how dirty the floor is.
They were told to put their trash in a trash can.
I tried to tell them. I told them to pick their trash up.
My name is not my name. It's an illustration I hide behind, a mirror that reflects off of me. I wish my real name would fly away like a bird, and the one I hold close would stay next to me. While the other one left for the winter, my old is connected to me, like a dead relative you never knew. To sum it up, I gave myself a name to reflect who I am, but that name, I guess my birth, was given to me, and that reminds me of my past, not that who I am now. I'm my name, not my name. People don't get it, so what is it? That makes no sense. It's all about you. So what do I say? The confusing truth or a lie they might like, but damages me. But they don't know. All they've ever known is their name. But for each time my name is called, I want to scream, but I hold it back, waiting till I can finally be me. So when teachers call on me or I shake a hand and they ask my name, all I can say is my name is not my name.
Congratulations to the Creative Expression winners. Let's move on to the winning documentary videos. This category includes videos of any length that provide an in-depth educational look at topics such as classroom curriculum, people in current events, or history.
My papa is Z Strong. What is Z Strong? Let me show you. My papa is my grandpa. He was born on October 10th, 1963 in the Philippines. He moved to America when he was 7 years old.
We moved to America, me, my brother, my sister, my mom, in 1970 was when we flew in from the Philippines. My dad came in a year earlier, before 1969, to find a place for us to live.
He's a good child and very respectful, and he was friendly, and he's really very dedicated also to his studies, and he was just a great kid.
My papa has always loved fitness. He started working at the gym when he was 18 years old. He has worked in the fitness industry for 40 years now.
I just love working people out and having people reach their goals, make them feel better about themselves, get stronger and skinnier, and work on their weight loss and strength and all that stuff. I just love being with people.
My papa competed in bodybuilding and won first place 2 times. He won his first competition at age 35 and his second at age 50. My papa has always been healthy, but on August 6, 2017, he had a stroke while training one of his clients. When my papa was in the hospital for his stroke, they found that he had kidney cancer. He showed no signs of cancer, and if it hadn't been for his stroke, the doctor said it was likely that he would have died of cancer. So, what does it mean to be Z strong?
It's the philosophy of family, right? That you can get through anything with your family. So, sorry, I was just thinking about what we went through with your papa. And that was a lot. So not only his disposition, but it was the family coming together to ensure that he got better. Or anyone, if anyone is sick or needs help, that kind of thing. So, and just being optimistic, that's part of being strong, not only healthy, but outlook in life, optimism, and prayer, like Mama says. So.
Now my papa is almost fully recovered and back to the gym, helping people to be healthy.
So when Papa got back to training, I was really happy. And it wasn't that I was just happy for myself, I was really happy for Papa, because for Papa, being in the gym is probably his favorite thing. It's one of my favorite things too. And I know that he really likes helping people and he really likes being in there. And so I was just very happy for him that he was able to do the things that he enjoys again, and that he was able to help people kind of change their lives and be healthier.
Now I get to train with my papa and learn more about what it means to be Z strong.
My name's Ethan, and I am 12 years old. I have a genetic disease called cystic fibrosis. This is the day in my life having cystic fibrosis. Every morning I take a lot of pills. One is for my liver to keep my levels down. Some are vitamins, since my body doesn't absorb vitamins, as well as people without CF. An allergy pill for my sinuses. And the last two are an amazing new medication called Trikafta. Trikafta helps CFers with GI issues, increase in lung function, and has helped with weight gain. Most CFers need to take enzymes when eating to absorb nutrients and help with weight gain. But due to medications like Trikafta, my body started to absorb the nutrients from the food I eat, making it so I no longer have to take these pills. I need to take 22 enzyme pills each day. You can imagine my excitement. This is uncommon for most CFers. I have to do treatments 2 times a day, even if I'm healthy. In the morning, my treatment takes 50 minutes to complete. First, the butyral opens my airways, then the hypertonic saline thins out the mucus in my lungs. Finally, I end my treatment with the vest machine. It breaks up the thin mucus even more. In the evening, my treatments are 20 minutes shorter, but look somewhat the same. Instead of hypertonic saline, it's pulmozyme. Then, I finish with the vest. According to CFF.org, cystic fibrosis is a genetic disorder that affects the lungs, pancreas, and other organs. According to Emily, Entourage.org, people with CF can't be together. Twice a day, once in the morning, once at night, I do a sinus rinse to help clear out my sinuses. I've had 2 surgeries to clear out blockages and remove any polyps that were found. According to CFF.org, more than half of the cystic fibrosis population is over 18. At least 4 times a year, but usually more, I have to get a blood draw to monitor my liver, my vitamin levels, check for diabetes, and many other things. On average, they take about 4 vials of blood. I have a special lab assistant who takes my blood as she can always find my small veins. Every 3 months, I go to the clinic, where I see my pulmonologist, dietitian, respiratory therapist, social worker, and GI. Here are 2 interviews with my pulmonologist and respiratory therapist.
I'm Dr. Diana Go. I work at Kaiser Roseville here in Eureka campus. I'm a pulmonologist, a pediatric pulmonologist that specializes in asthma, cystic fibrosis, lung diseases, and also sleep problems. I work with Brian Carbo, the respiratory therapist that you will see in the next video.
What is cystic fibrosis?
Cystic fibrosis is a disease that some children are born with. It causes thick mucus in different organs of the body, including the lungs, the intestines, the liver, and the pancreas. And when a child has cystic fibrosis, it's because of the gene, an abnormal cystic fibrosis gene, that they get from both parents, from both the mother and the father. If they get only one of the cystic fibrosis gene, it does not cause cystic fibrosis. But the child with the cystic fibrosis gene can give that to their children. And so in cystic fibrosis, a lot of times they can have thick mucus that affects the lungs and cause lung infections. And over time, these lung infections can damage the lungs. And also this thick mucus can affect the liver, the pancreas, so that nutrients are not absorbed well when they eat, causing poor weight gain and abnormal stools.
What does a pulmonologist do?
Pulmonologist is a doctor who specializes in lung diseases. So in cystic fibrosis, it mainly affects the lungs. So the pulmonologist directs the care together with the dietitian, the respiratory therapist, the social worker, and the GI doctor, because cystic fibrosis affect a lot of different body systems and each person is different. So each child with cystic fibrosis needs specialized and personalized care, and the pulmonologist direct it and try to maintain the child with cystic fibrosis as healthy as possible to enjoy their lives.
How many people have cystic fibrosis in the world?
Currently, there are 30,000 people affected here in United States, but 70,000 worldwide. And more than 50% are 18 years old and above.
What are some of the tests CFers need?
So first, we talk about diagnosing CF. Every child born has to undergo newborn screening to test for cystic fibrosis, to screen for cystic fibrosis. But the primary test to diagnose cystic fibrosis is sweat test. Basically, that is applying some chemical on the forearm of the child and allowing the child to sweat and measuring the chloride content of the sweat to diagnose cystic fibrosis. The other test to diagnose cystic fibrosis is genetic testing, and it's through the blood. You draw blood and you send it to the laboratory. And other tests that a child with cystic fibrosis would need is the annual blood draw to check for liver function, to check for the electrolytes in the body, the nutritional status of the body, and the vitamin levels of the child. So that's done annually, and also chest x-ray to check the lung parenchyma to see if there's any lung involvement from cystic fibrosis. And that's what we do. And if the child is more than 10 years old, we do the oral glucose tolerance test to see if they have CF-related diabetes.
Hello, my name is Brian Carbo. I'm a respiratory therapist. I've been a respiratory therapist for coming up on 24 years now. I've been working outpatient with cystic fibrosis patients for the last 6 years, and I work at Kaiser Permanente.
What does a respiratory therapist do?
Respiratory therapy encompasses a huge number of things. Respiratory therapists work in the hospital with people with ventilators. We help deliver babies, and some of us work in the clinic and help people that are outside of the hospital. Respiratory therapy breaks down into going around helping relieve the effort of breathing. And that's what we do in a nutshell.
What happens during lung function tests?
During a lung function test, a patient will come into the office and use the spirometer. It'll tell us how big of a breath they can take and how fast they can blow out the air that's in their lungs. It doesn't hurt, and it's a relatively easy process, and it lets us know how healthy patients are.
What treatments are available to help with the lungs?
So there's a multitude of treatments available to help CF patients with their lungs. We refer to it a lot as airway clearance, and respiratory therapists are very involved in airway clearance and making sure that our patients do their treatments daily. What we routinely offer is every day a patient will do some inhaled medications, followed by what's called a vest system, which helps shake up and remove secretions from the lungs, and that will be the end of their treatments. They'll have to do that twice a day.
This is me doing a lung function test at clinic. The lung function test tells my doctors how well my lungs are doing.
Normal breath. One super duper great big one. Blow hard and fast like you're blowing out my birthday candle. Keep blowing until I tell you to stop. Me too. You want to put those on? You want me to put them on? Normal breath. Normal breath. One more. All the way out. Super rapid breath in. Fast. Push, 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 push. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Rapid breath in. Awesome, dude.
When I'm sick, even if it's a runny nose, I have to do 4 treatments a day, sometimes 5. Sometimes when I'm sick, I end up in the hospital for 10 to 14 days on average. My longest stay was 18 days right before COVID. When I'm at the hospital, I'm hooked to an IV, which I hate. This gives me antibiotics to help fight the virus. I do multiple treatments a day. My parents take turns staying with me. My grandparents and my uncle will also help and take turns spending the night. My hope is that one day CF stands for a cure found. Thanks to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, progress has been made with treatments and medications. My hope is that in the near future, I won't have to do all these treatments and medications and that I'll live a happy, long life.
I really like your artwork.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like yours too.
Thank you.
Inhale and let's take a deep breath. The importance of this most primitive act has been known to man for centuries. From the earliest yogis to the most elite athletes, our livelihood relies on this primordial function. But in our busy lives, we've forgotten how to take the true, deep breath. Learning the art of breathing has helped millions of people find inner peace in their busy schedules and hectic worlds. Let's explore where breathwork came from and how it can enhance our lives today. Controlled breathing has its roots in spiritual awakening and meditative relaxation commonly found in yoga and meditation. These ancient practices were first used in the 5th and 6th centuries BCE. They were referenced in ancient Indian texts such as the Bhagavad Gita. In the earliest civilizations of Greece, India, and China, breath took on many names such as Pneuma, Prana, and Chi. These people knew about the power of breath and acknowledged its power on our consciousness.
The breath is something that we all have had since we've been here alive. It's the one constant we have as humans. The first thing we do when we're born, last thing we do when we die. And my guess would be that as soon as consciousness was formed, we probably were playing with breath work.
Breath work, also known as pranayama, the regulation of the breath through certain techniques and exercises, stems from the word prana, meaning life force, and yama, meaning control. Pranayama is also used in conjunction with yoga practices, such as Sudarshan Kriya. Some examples of breathwork include lion's breath and breath of fire. Breathwork coaches often refer to a baby's breathing as the most natural, unadulterated form of breathing. To understand this, we must look at a deep breathing technique utilized by newborns. Abdominal breathing emphasizes the use of the diaphragm, making the oxygen and carbon dioxide transfer and overall breath much more efficient. Exercises such as lion's breath help to bring out this diaphragmatic breathing.
Babies breathe, most babies that are healthy, breathe almost perfect at birth, and that's because when they inhale, and you can't see it on camera, but the belly's going to extend out. When they exhale, naturally, even their little shoulders relax down and the belly comes in towards the spine.
But then as we grow up and grow older, we forget how to breathe with that vitality of a newborn infant. And it's really that, like nowadays, these like tight schedules and tight bodies and the belts, they're just kind of taking our breath away.
The benefits of controlled breathing are multifold, both physically and mentally. This includes reduced cortisol release, which helps with stress control, better digestion, a boosted immune system, pain relief, lowered blood pressure, and increased energy.
The vagus nerve sends signals about your digestion. It sends signals about hormones. It sends signals to your heart. What better way to regulate yourself and decide how you want to feel in either a scary situation, a situation where you need to be creative, or at the end of the night when you are dead tired and you need to go to sleep and you can't, your breath can put you to sleep.
When it comes to benefits of yoga and breath work, I think it's all these health benefits are really like incidental. They're like a side effect. Really what you gain is that focus and peace of mind and just feeling calm and, feeling good.
In our society, mental health is very stigmatized. Breath is one of the most valuable tools in helping someone deal with mental illness, as well as managing the everyday stress. People who practice breathwork on a daily basis report feeling more alert and more relaxed, ready to take on the day's challenges in stride.
We feel so refreshed and kind of reborn, because usually we're not allowed to express our emotions in such intense way, and here we actually invite people to intensify. So if they want to cry, they really go for it, give it 100%. If they want to be angry, so give your anger 100%, and we facilitate these processes.
Or doing anything, I have become more centered,
I think that's the right word, more centered after doing this Kriya.
Adults are not the only members of society that benefit from breathwork. Breathwork coaches discuss how students can benefit from these techniques in a school setting.
Jillian Pransky, who's a yoga teacher, says our breath is our life partner. So for kids to understand that they're taking an exam and they're not supposed to talk and they can't open their book, they can't access a computer, they've literally forgotten how to think or take the test, they can do some simple breath work, relax down the nervous system, and access their potential again.
Finally, all we need is a place to start.
I think it's like time, place, and circumstance, right? We live in a modern world. Like, how many people can get up 2 hours before work and practice yoga, or before school and breath work?
Four-square breathing is just the place to start. Four-square breathing is a technique that allows you to imagine your breath as a breathing cycle on a 1:1:1:1 ratio. It is shown to give you an energy boost, help with muscle fatigues, alleviate headaches, and relieves you of other stress-related symptoms.
This is a technique that most people find pretty calming and relaxing and doesn't take a lot of effort. So with box breathing, you can sit or lay down, and you don't have to do anything fancy with your hands. You're going to make what we call an ocean sound through the back of your throat. And you can do this with your mouth closed, and it's basically inhaling. And if you listen very closely, you're going to hear the ocean sound, what we call the ocean sound in the back of my throat. And it's just the sound of air moving through your throat. So breathing through the nose with the mouth closed. And as you're breathing, the belly is extending. As you're exhaling, the belly is coming back towards your spine. We're going to inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4 at the top of the box, exhale to a count of 4, and then hold again on the bottom. So if you imagine 4 sides to a box, breathing in, holding, exhaling, and holding again. And I'll show you one more round where you can actually hear my breath, and I won't do the counting. So I'm going to exhale. And then you would go back to regular breathing.
The power of breath is ready to be harnessed by each of us. The benefits abound and are ready to be discovered by all, old and young. Take a deep breath and let's begin.
Congratulations to the documentary winners. Next, we have the school news videos that received a SEVA Award. This category combines school news stories as well as full news broadcasts. Stay tuned.
Welcome, Mustangs. I'm very pleased to introduce our Mini Mustangs fall episode. Our kindergarten through 3rd grade reporters have been working hard to bring you a little glimpse into their fall adventures at home and at school. I'm very excited to see what they're up to. Let's not wait any longer. Mini Mustangs, take it away.
Thank you, Miss Stoppelman. Hey, Mustangs. This is Rex and Nicole bringing you the Fall Mini Mustangs episode. We have some great stuff for you. First, let's go check out this video.
This is bathroom etiquette.
Doors are for privacy. Do not peek under the doors. Respect people's privacy.
You don't supposed to climb on this. If you do, it could break the stall.
Hey, stop doing that. This could get you in trouble.
These are the ways that you are
we're supposed to wash your hands. Like, really? You don't leave garbage on the floor. Keep our bathroom clean.
We can do that. Yes, it's so simple and will make our bathrooms better. Hey, did you hear about the pumpkin patch? Oh yeah, let's see those pumpkins.
Is it the perfect pumpkin?
That looks so fun. I like making jack-o'-lanterns with them too.
You know what I love to do at home?
What?
I love to play Minecraft.
Really?
Yep, here's a tip for those who are just starting.
Hi, my name is Beck, and I'm going to show you how to do a ton of stuff in Minecraft. It's going to be so exciting to show you. Right now, I'm going to go get some wood, and this is how you mine it. You mine it with RL, and when you get one, you can push X, and then look at this. You grab the wood, and you put it in one of the spots, and you get 4 pieces of wood. And if you push A on those 4 pieces of wood, you can grab it. If you push X, you can place down. If you put 4 right there, like this, you can get a crafting table. It's super fun.
Thanks for the tip.
As you learn, it gets funner.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Leaf.
Leave who?
Leave me alone. How do you fix a broken pumpkin? With a pumpkin patch. Let's have a few more jokes.
Well, let's.
Hey.
I have some jokes. Do you?
Yeah.
Let's hear them.
What kind of key doesn't open a door?
What?
Term key.
Well, what does Halloween have in common with, oh yeah, Thanksgiving?
What?
Goblins.
Why did the turkey join the band?
Why?
Because it already had drumsticks.
Those are great.
I love jokes.
I heard there are some fun things coming up with PTO.
Really? What?
Well, let's check it out.
We had so much fun in October. Trunk or treat.
Friday popsicles.
Red Ribbon Week.
Pumpkingram. And be your best self day.
And stand up to bowling. That's all for now. Back to you at the studio. Thank you, PTO. Those are some great things to look forward to. Be safe, be kind, and be responsible. And remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on this video. See you next time. Bye, Mustangs.
Coming up on this episode of MTV News, we interview Miss Forey, talk about gender and identity, and learn how old Del Paso Manor really is. Stay tuned for all this and more, only on MTV News. Welcome to our winter edition of MTV News. My name is Marco. We have an amazing episode for you today. First up, we remind you of the rules of a rainy day recess. That includes recess and lunch.
On rainy days, it's important to know the lunch procedures. They are important to follow in order to be safe and maintain order. The rainy day procedures include eating outside, wearing your mask after you're done with your lunch, hands and feet to yourself, and no running in the classroom. What's your favorite thing to do when it's a rainy day recess?
I like to go inside and play with board games.
Name one procedure you follow and why.
I respect the board games and I play nice because respecting other people's property is the right thing to do.
Be sure to follow these procedures to keep yourself safe and make DPM a better place to be.
Speaking of recess, it's important that we talk about how to go down the slide.
It is important for students to use the slides the correct way. Using it the wrong way, you could get hurt.
Like, watch out for people if people like are here right there and you can slide.
Could you please move?
Okay.
Don't block the slide and make sure to stay on one side.
No, not like that. Slide down or not like go down like by our belly or like backwards. Yeah, like that.
Using the slide the correct way makes recess better for everybody.
Now, it's time for Miss Norman's class to play some ball.
We had the opportunity to play kickball because my class earned 10 golden horseshoes. There are a lot of benefits of playing with my students and watching them play kickball together, but I think the most important is we're building relationships.
As I get to spend time with people I never really spend time with in my class, I think it's a good way to make friendships and it's a good teamwork activity.
Hanging out and getting to know each other better, it just seemed like a really nice experience.
Kickball builds community because we're playing together as a team.
It helps us work together, because if you don't work together in kickball, then it's not fun.
We actually made the decision to not keep score. I wanted to put all the energy into working together and having fun and just enjoying the experience. And instead the focus was how many compliments can we give. At the end, we didn't even know the score, but everybody was laughing and having a great time.
With all the germs going around, it's important that we talk about how to use the water fountain safely.
How many times have you seen a student putting their mouth on a drinking fountain? Putting your mouth on a drinking fountain faucet spreads germs. When using the drinking fountain, keep your mouth a few inches away from the faucet, like this. So the next time you grab a drink from a drinking fountain, remember to keep your mouth a few inches away and not directly on the fountain.
Since Miss Forey is new to DPM this year, let's learn a little bit more about her.
While Miss Free is new to the DPM campus this year, she is not new to the music profession.
Originally, I was actually an oboe player. So I played a very specific instrument and I spent a lot of hours every day doing it. I played in orchestras and wind ensembles and all kinds of different chamber groups. And my goal was to be a professional oboist.
Miss Free said that while she loved performing, she was hoping to give back to others within the community by becoming a teacher.
I think back when I would play in orchestras more often, sometimes being with such a large group of musicians and making really powerful music in person with everyone was just the most inspiring thing ever to me. And it helped me heal a lot of emotional things that were going on with me, and I think that I just wanted to share that with others and make sure that other people also get to have that experience, because to me the most powerful thing about music was experiencing making it myself.
Speaking of listening to music, we asked Miss Free about the types of music she enjoys listening to.
But to me it matters if the music is thoughtful and if I feel good when I hear it. My bottom line is I really like specific pieces of music from lots of different genres of music. I also play music for enjoyment. more than just listening to music, which is nice too.
When she is not playing or listening to music, Miss Ree has lots of hobbies that she enjoys.
I have a big garden, and I also love hiking. I just love being outside and riding my bike and walking, and really just, I like being outside.
Those are some interesting facts on Miss Ree. That's it for this segment on Winter News.
Our school got a complete overhaul last year. I wonder how old DPM really was. Who were the first students? Let's learn a little more.
DPM has changed a lot over the course of 70 years. We interviewed 3 former students that went to school here to hear their stories, experiences, and learn a little more about what DPM was like many years ago.
We did a lot of great field trips. Like we went to Marin Headlands and some other great places. I just remember being on the bus with all our friends and staying the night. We had bunk beds, and the girls stayed in one bunkhouse and the boys stayed in another.
I loved the field trips. We did Marin Headlands, Point Reyes, Yosemite. Yosemite was probably the best. I'd never been there. We stayed in a cabin with our friends, and we got to hike up to Bridalveil Falls and Half Dome, and that was awesome. That was in 6th grade.
I would say what I most looked forward to every year was a play. We always did a play every year. We did a musical one year. We did a melodrama another year. In 5th grade, we did Romeo and Juliet.
I enjoyed all the plays that we did. Nutcracker.
As far as traditions, I don't remember any. We had a basketball team that was really, really good, and I remember going to a lot of basketball games.
The former students told us about their observations on what the campus was way back when.
The classrooms were quite large because the classes were large.
The playground was cool. There were lots of basketball courts and a swing and slide area, and then a huge grass area.
The school we now know was very different 70 years ago. It is our job to continue making memories here on the new DPM campus.
Speaking of blasts from the past, check out this 6th grade class learning more about history.
The 6th grade students in Mr. Rez's class did a beautiful job presenting their Mesopotamia writing projects.
Our purpose was to show our students what it was like to write in cuneiform writing.
It was hard, it took a lot of tries, but eventually it worked.
Let's see how Mr. Rez explains the process of making this project.
The process was really simple. We first wrote it on paper, so they had their own paper that they could decode and create their own writing. After writing on paper, we went to clay. We used chopsticks. Then after using the chopsticks, they painted it.
The 6th graders had an opportunity to share their hard work.
How did you feel sharing your projects with the 5th grade class?
Fun and happy.
I felt okay.
It felt good to share information that we learned.
Mr. Rez's class made amazing pieces of art.
You know, it's kind of hot for January. There's no mud at all, right?
Three normal humans are going about their day. The unintentional slip of the evil white grass of doom. The three use evasive flailing tactics to try to escape its grasp. All their picking is annoying the lord of carnivorous plants, and it decides to consume them. The kids' strategy has worked. They have escaped. These kids have been lucky, but others may not. The end.
Gender and identity is an important topic in 2022. Let's learn more about it here on the DPM campus.
Appearance doesn't equal gender. Just because a student dresses feminine or masculine doesn't mean they identify as the gender that might correlate with the style. Don't assume their gender or pronouns. Ask them. Did you know that the San Juan Unified School District has an April commitment for educational justice? Our school district is working hard to help students feel accepted and safe, and so are we. Here at DPM, we support others. This includes our LGBTQIA+ community. Students can help with this work by following these 3 points. Be more accepting of other people and their differences. Don't call out your judgments. Seek to understand them and their perspectives. A law passed in 2013 called AB 1266 states that students who identify outside of the gender binary have rights to use the bathroom and gender-segregated activities that they identify with. You can also help others feel comfortable and heard by talking about things that aren't always equal in our community. Boys and girls shouldn't be segregated in group activities. This isolates groups that do not identify with one or the other. We are trying to expand and prioritize student voice. Your voice matters. Don't be afraid to speak up if you see people being treated unfairly due to their gender and identity. If students are comfortable, teachers should ask their class what their pronouns are so we can use them correctly and not offend anyone. Remember that how you act or look does not define you. You are who you are and you feel how you feel.
There is power in difference.
That's all the time we have for on MTV News. I'm Marka, signing off. See you next time on MTV.
On today's show, our esteemed sports talk, the importance of mental health among an era of social media.
And bomb cyclones? TJTV starts now.
Good morning, Jags. It's First Things First period, and that means it's time for our morning show, First Things First on TJTV. I'm Elise.
And I'm Yusuf.
We hope you're having a lovely start to your day on this brisk morning. Speaking of weather and temperatures, the rain yesterday was awful.
From torrential downpours to destroyed gardens.
Let's see what caused this massive storm.
On October 24th, Northern California experienced an intense bomb cyclone. This is a storm that intensifies very quickly. For the Sacramento region, this caused 24-hour rain that shattered the previous all-day rain record that was set in 1880 with a whopping 5.44 inches of rain. This caused streets to flood, and the region's response hotlines were overwhelmed with calls. Many trees fell down, and the surrounding creeks were filled with water by the time the storm passed.
My backyard kind of almost flooded because our backyard drain almost got clogged by all the water and all the leaves and everything.
Global warming has a big part to play in the dramatic weather here in California, whether it's the extreme droughts like between 2012 and 2016, or the extreme rain like in the winter of 2016 and 17. If this weather has anything to show for the upcoming season, we'll be in for a wet winter. I'm Yusuf El Salema reporting for TJTV.
Before we continue,
let's do a quick reminder and take a quick commercial break.
There's been more and more trash on campus.
Besides looking bad, it's no good for the animals and plants on Toby's grounds.
Let's go to Savannah to see why you shouldn't litter and what you can do to help.
Lately, littering has been a humongous problem among Toby Johnson campus. Let's go with some students and some staff to talk about this issue.
When you finish with your food, anything that you have that's left over needs to go in the trash cans. And of course, anything for recycling, bottles or anything like that that you might have needs to go in the correct container.
It's definitely not a good look for our school to have things out left on the tables and the ground.
I think all the littering is kind of wrong, to be honest.
I think all the litter around the school looks really bad and that we should totally pick up our trash.
We can use all the help we can get. So even if it's not your trash, if you could just pick up one thing a day, can you imagine with all our 1,400 students would really appreciate it.
Responsible and respectful Jaguar would make sure their trash gets put away and that we're not littering on campus.
Think about what Mr. Flutie said. If each of our students picked up at least 1 or 2 pieces of trash a day, our whole school would be spotless. I'm Savannah Horse-Corda reporting for TJTV.
It's really important to talk about the trash problem at our school.
Do you know what else is important to talk about? Sports.
That's because it's time to talk Sports Talk.
Hey guys, I'm Javon, and what time is it? That's right, it's time to talk Sports Talk. Today, I wanted to talk about some really good key plays to why the boys and girls 7th grade basketball teams are going to win the regular season games, the playoffs, and the championship. Let's start off with how good their layups are. And the next one. And what I think is the best floater / layup I've seen so far. Now let's see one of the greatest fast break layups from the girls team. And the next one. Now, as most people know, the most anticipated and exciting part of the game is when someone either shoots a 3 or a mid-range shot. And I know for a fact that the girls team does not disappoint. Let's look at this next one. I'm Javon, and I'll see you guys next time when it'll be time to talk sports talk.
It's great to see our teams working together to carry us to victory.
Absolutely. Here at Toby Johnson, there's a special class offered to 8th grade students called Leadership. But what do students do in leadership?
Student Leadership is a class offered at Toby Johnson for 8th graders as their elective. At Leadership, students participate in team-building exercises, plan events for the school, host games at lunch, pass out birthday treats, and recycle plastic and paper every Wednesday. Ms. Kincaid is the teacher in charge of the program. Let's go to her and some leadership students to learn more about this class here at Toby Johnson.
My name is Miss Kincaid, and I teach leadership, and I'm also the activities director here.
Leadership offers a small community, and those students who are interested in building relationships, or they need that that community of students that they can count on, and they know that we are going to work together to do something incredible, you should apply. You learn so many skills that you come in thinking, oh, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go outside, I'm going to play these games, I'm going to do all of these fun events. But you learn so many skills on how to organize students and people, and how to work with all sorts of personalities, and how to stand up for yourself, advocate for yourself. Love it.
Leadership has impacted my life by helping me with my speaking skills and getting me out of my comfort zone.
The first and number one reason students should apply for leadership is because they want to be involved. Being involved at school is incredible. It makes your year go faster. It gives you purpose. It gives you a sense of belonging, and there's a lot that kind of builds with your self-esteem around being part of something great.
Can I add something? At Leadership, students learn responsibility, independence, and efficiency, all important leadership skills. Back to you guys.
Leadership students work hard to organize exciting activities and plaster news around the school. In fact, you may have seen posters around school about help for mental health issues and social media.
You may have also even been invited to a mental health Google Classroom. Over the pandemic, many people have turned to social media to cope with stress and loneliness.
Go to David to learn about the positives and negatives of social media.
Good morning, Jaguars. Something which has assisted in both connecting and dividing us over the past year has been social media, with platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram being both a contributing and withholding factor of self-image and self-esteem. Experts in the public have mixed views on whether or not social media is detrimental to mental health. There are many examples of how social media can affect mental health in an adverse way.
Social media has a negative impact on the mental health issues because social media just gives people bad information about themselves and discourages people.
Social media can also have some negative effects on your mental health. It's really tough sometimes when you look at things that people post and you start comparing what they're posting and comparing yourself to them. And A lot of times what's being posted on social media may not be reality.
But even with these logical detriments, there are multiple ways in which social media can benefit mental health.
I think it has a positive effect because if you're sad, you can go on there and you can laugh.
But some positives, I think, it's really great to stay connected with people, and social media provides that platform. Stay connected with your family, your friends, people that support you. It's a great way to communicate.
Since the beginning of the pandemic and quarantine, most of the public have taken to social media to relieve themselves of stress. Whether this corresponds with the uptick in deaths relating to suicide remains a debate among experts. This is David reporting for TJTV.
Thanks, David.
Some school threats have been deemed uncredible, but law enforcement has to investigate every threat with caution.
The punishment for making these threats can lead up to a year in the county jail for a misdemeanor, or you can go to a state prison if charged for a felony.
Let's learn more.
Okay. Over the past couple weeks, many schools across Northern California have received threats against student and faculty safety. The Elk Grove Unified School District is no different, with at least 3 threats being made to high schools within the district. The district sent out an email to parents of EGUSD students addressing threats to several Elk Grove high schools. Elk Grove Unified said that they acknowledged the threats against Cosumnes Oaks, Franklin High School, and other Elk Grove high schools. They said, quote, "We are working closely with law enforcement to identify the source and credibility. We will have law enforcement presence at each of the schools mentioned," end quote. In December, law enforcement responded to a threat at a Lodi school. After investigation, authorities say they found the threats non-credible and later arrested a 12-year-old and 13-year-old for posting school threats on TikTok. This growing number of threats is linked to a new TikTok trend of people posting threats against people's safeties at school. The app took to Twitter to say, quote, "We handle even rumored threats with the utmost seriousness," end quote. Later in the post, the app denies that threats were spreading over its platform, saying, quote, "We have not found evidence of such threats originating or spreading via TikTok," end quote. These threats compromise the safety of our schools and strain the resources of our law enforcement. These threats can come with a serious punishment if charged. Reporting for TJTV, I'm Yusuf, and I'll see you back at the desk. Now, that's all we have for today. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode of First Things First on TJTV. I'm Yusuf.
And I'm Elise.
Make today your best day yet.
Hey, Wildcats. Today is Friday, January 21st. I'm Asha.
Good morning, I'm Jalen. Let's get to the news this morning. As we return back to campus, we have some new protocols with the pandemic.
Let's check in with Kira, who has this story.
Students are back on campus, which is a nice change from where we were last year.
Everyone on the Zoom screen was terrible. As a teacher, I like interacting with students, seeing where they're at, and then actually just having a person in the room.
However, being on campus, we have some new regulations.
And that's to have your mask on indoors at all times. That's in the gym, MP room, classrooms, anywhere indoors in the buildings. It is optional outside, but if you're in big crowds, the strong suggestion is that you do have your masks around when you're in the large crowds outside to reduce the transmission of COVID.
Along with regular sanitation and social distancing. One study of about 1,000 schools in 2 Arizona counties says that schools without mask mandates were 3.5 times more likely to have an outbreak than schools that started the year with a mask mandate.
These guidelines allow us to stay with in-person learning, which many students are excited to get back to.
Although they may be uncomfortable and cause some strain in relationship,
That now I have to become the mask police, and I have students who don't have them over their nose or on properly, and now I need to stop instruction and remind them how to wear a mask. I just wish students would wear them properly so I can just teach.
we are all wanting to stay safe and remain on campus.
I mean, our goal is to keep everybody at school and to keep school open, and one of the ways that everyone is saying that we can ensure that is that people wear masks.
Reporting for WCTV, I'm Kira Ramirez.
Be sure to monitor how you're feeling, to wash and sanitize your hands, and continue to wear your masks.
We want to keep all of our Wildcats healthy and safe.
If you have any questions or want more information, contact the front office.
Because of these new protocols, we were unable to host a traditional rally. However, we didn't let this stop us from raising spirits for winter homecoming.
let's check to see what work went into hosting a virtual rally.
With COVID cases rising, Franklin High School decided to turn their winter homecoming rally to a virtual event. Let's take a look.
My name is Dawn Williams, and I'm the media teacher at Franklin High School.
I'm Natalie Wells. I teach PE, and I am the Link Crew Coordinator.
The idea behind the virtual rally began with Miss Wells and I.
We proposed an indoor rally, and then as we proposed that in December before we even went off on break, and then as COVID cases and just, I think, anxiety of even like meeting back in person kind of came to be, we tried to think of different ways to still hold the rally.
I would say it was very different with all of the technology that we had to use.
From a tech side, the rally was a cooperation between all the directors, the camera operators, and the people in the van, as well as the people from SECC. We were constantly communicating with the camera people to grab shots, have them swap cameras, and then in the van we were going between videos to play, as well as constantly jumping between camera points.
From the thought process of, hey, we want to still have a rally, what could that look like, and just watching my rally directors run with that, because those are also link leaders, and so just seeing their ideas come to fruition and creating different things and involving so many different people on our campus, and just the collaboration, being able to pivot and see other people really shine in what they're gifted at. I think that has been really awesome for me.
Seeing it afterward and hearing the feedback and how much people enjoyed it and stuff was really rewarding.
We were all collaborating for the greater good of our school, and that just warmed my heart, because that's what we try to teach our kids every day, is we're just together to make it better for everybody else.
We're so glad that our virtual event was such a success and was able to reach so many students here on campus. Reporting for Wildcat TV, I'm Rochelle.
We are sure glad we were able to celebrate one of our many traditions, although it looked a little different.
In leadership news, applications are out now for ASB representatives, Link Crew leaders, and yearbook staff.
Fill out your application by the 31st and join the Google Classroom for more information.
This week is also Random Acts of Kindness Week, so be sure to spread some kindness.
You can thank all of your amazing teachers and or counselors, pay a compliment to a friend, leave a kind note, and even pass a smile.
These are just a few examples of how we can spread kindness around our campus.
So take this week and every week that follows to remember that kindness helps everyone, and seemingly small acts can make anyone's day that much brighter.
Okay, I think we're ready for some sports news. So let's send it to the sports desk now.
Good morning, I'm Annie. And I'm Bella. We are excited to announce both women's and men's soccer teams qualified for playoffs. Their tireless dedication and effort allowed them to push through challenges and make it this far in the season. The men's team will have their first playoff game next Thursday, and other playoff games are to be determined. The women's soccer team will face off against Consumnes Oaks for their playoff game on Friday. Come out and support our Wildcat athletes. Men's varsity wrestling has been collecting medals all week during their divisional meet. Our wrestlers swept the podium, taking first, second, and third places. And our women's varsity wrestling team will compete in the regional competition happening this week, starting Thursday. Yesterday, our men's basketball team beat Davis 53-38. Great job, Wildcats. On Tuesday, our women took the field and our men began to cheer in our annual Powder Puff Games. The freshmen played the sophomores and the juniors played the seniors. Let's take a look at how these games went. That was definitely a night to remember. Great job, Cats. Everyone played and cheered hard.
Remember, spring sports start next week, so stop by the window office near the main gate to get your clearance card.
You'll need all the required paperwork and a signature from your doctor.
As winter sports wrap up and spring sports begin, we will be keeping you up to date with all the athletic news.
That's all we have for you today.
Let's head over to the Spirit Corner now for some club and college news.
Good morning, I'm Brian.
Hello, I'm Colin.
This week is ASB and class officer elections.
Students will have the opportunity to vote for their choice of candidates on Thursday and Friday during lunch.
Destin Doctors will be hosting workshops with Sutter Health on the first Monday starting of every month.
The workshops will be led by 6 hospital residents and nurses who will present a series of lectures and hands-on labs.
The Students for Social Justice will be having a Black History Month meeting after school in HH1.
They will be discussing the hidden figures of African American history and express their influence through chalk art around campus.
In counseling news, if you need help with course selection, the counseling office will be open Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. Please stop by and ask questions.
Are you interested in joining WCTV or want to learn more about it? Let's check this video to see more about this program.
Digital Media Arts 1 and 2 are our video production courses, and students get an opportunity to learn an introduction to filmmaking. They get a chance to make small films, public service announcements, and even projects for the Morning Bulletin.
I'd say the best part about this class is definitely the freedom you have. You get to wander around a lot, you get to go outside a lot.
You can go anywhere on the school and record and bring your ideas to life.
And we also have this really nice and professional editing software called Adobe Premiere, and that is very useful as well.
Throughout the pathway, students build on their foundational skills from Digital Media 1 to Digital Media 2. And here, you're running the teleprompter, you're running our switcher, and our live in-studio cameras. All of those skills all together in one help produce the live newscast every day.
Even if you're into writing style journalism and photography, it allows you to expand your knowledge on how to create beautiful cinematography, and it's just a great place to be if you have a passion at all in journalism, and you can definitely expand it through the media pathway.
Mr. Clark has lined up a lot of different contests in the Sacramento area.
In sophomore year, I was able to work on a C-SPAN video that was really large and really important to me. It really felt like we were making a difference with our videos, and I don't think that was something that would have happened if I didn't join this program.
If you're interested in joining the WCTV pathway, mark it on your course selection.
And remember to complete your online course selection by February 15th.
Finally, seniors, have you completed your financial aid application?
The FAFSA and CADA are due March 2nd, so don't miss out.
Community college tuition is free for all students, but you must complete the application.
See your counselor, Ms. Larson, in the Career Center or the Senior Corner of the FRHS website for more information.
Now, let's end the news desk to wrap up the show.
Okay, that's all we have for you today.
We will see you back here again tomorrow.
Make it a great day, Wildcats.
That wraps up the school news winners. Now let's move into the instructional winners. The instructional category recognizes programs that teach about a subject or skill or give how-to advice related to an educational topic. Let's watch and learn.
Today, me and my dad are going to teach you how to 3D print a jet. The first step to 3D printing something is finding a model on Thingiverse.com. Here is a jet I want to print. I first need to download the file into my computer.
Now that I have the file downloaded into my slicing software, I can prepare to print the model. So if I need to make changes to make it bigger or smaller, I can do it here. And we can take a look at the model. Once we're ready to print, I can control the settings from the software.
Now we can watch the 3D printer steps that it will make. Last, we need to save the commands to a memory card and load it into the 3D printer. Now I'm going to put in the memory card and start the print. Now we wait for the 3D printer to warm up and start printing. Once the jet is finished, we can take it off the 3D printer and fly it around the house. Hope you enjoyed learning how a 3D printer works. As you can see, there's different little chicks, and they all lay different colors of eggs. Today we'll be getting a blue copper marin, and an olive egger, and a black copper marin. When you bring your chicks home, you'll have to get them all set up. First, you'll need a bin for them to live in for about 12 weeks. Then you'll need some bedding, which is shavings. Then you'll need some food. And there's also this type of thing called chicken boost that has vitamins and minerals in it. And you'll also have to refill their water every day. And last but not least, you'll need their heat lamp, and you'll have to keep it on all day to keep them nice and warm. So, to show them where the water is, you're going to have to take them, make sure they're secure in your hand, and you're going to dunk their face into the water. I know that sounds mean and weird, but that also shows them where the water is. Wait till your chickens are 12 weeks old so they can move out into the big coop. Here's an example of a coop that we built.
instructional video on how to play basketball. Alright, first you need to know the basics, like dribbling, shooting, and defense. Let's start with dribbling. Dribbling is the simplest thing to do. You just need to bounce the ball up and down with your finger pads, but you don't want to slam the ball down. Next, let's move on to shooting. Shooting is also pretty easy. First, you need to get your balance. Next, you need to bend your knees. You want to make sure you see your target clearly. Your elbow should be facing your target. Finally, you need to follow through and put your hand in the cookie jar. Finally, defense. Defense is a little bit harder. You need to stay about an arm's length away from your opponent. You want to stay lower than your opponent and not reach for the ball. Next, you want one arm lower than the other. If your opponent stops, then stick one arm straight up in front of them. All right, now that you know the basics, let's move on to positions. 1, point guard. Point guard is responsible for handling the ball and bringing it up the court. 2, shooting guard. Shooting guard is a player who can score a lot of points in a short period of time. 3, small forward. A small forward is often compared to a shooting guard in that they have similar jobs. 4, power forward. The power forward is a big, powerful individual who can dominate rebounding and inside scoring. 5, center. The center is almost always the biggest man on the court, a player who can alter the opponent's offense just by his presence. All right, now that you know the positions, let's move on to rules. First thing you need to know about is double dribble. If you hold the ball in both hands, you cannot dribble until you get the ball again. Next, you need to know about travel. Travel is when you take more than 2 steps without dribbling. This will cause the ball to go to the other team. Out of bounds is when the ball goes outside the line. Once it does, the team that didn't touch the ball last gets the ball. And finally, there are only 5 people per team on the court at a time. I hope this video has taught you, or at least helped improve your knowledge on how to play basketball.
I feel that sometimes it can be burdensome, but I can know that they don't have much time to live, and I don't want to regret not taking care of them when they die. But how can we take care of our grandparents?
First, set a regular time to visit and interact with them. For example, we set apart each Saturday night to visit and have dinner with my grandpa. For my grandmother who lives with us, we set a time to say good night to her before we go to bed. When she is not staying with us, we set a time to video conference with her during dinner time, even if it's just for a couple minutes. Second, grandchildren can provide entertainment for their grandparents. You can sing, hula hoop, dance, or just simply be silly. Third, assist the grandparent with personal care. For example, a grandchild's height is good for being a walking stick. We can get shopping carts for grandparents, help them to read fine print at the store, and hold doors for them. For an immobile grandparent, a grandchild can assist in helping to get on a wheelchair, push the grandparent's wheelchair around the house, and remind him where things are. We can also feed our grandparents and pray for them. The last item is the most important item for grandchildren to do for grandparents. Grandchildren must try to interact with their grandparents with a loving attitude. But with all the other fun things to do, how do you have a loving attitude?
It helps me to have a good attitude when taking care of my grandparents by remembering how they took care of me when I was little.
My grandparents give me presents when I help out.
Now, let's recap. How can a grandchild help care for their grandparents? First, Set a regular time to visit and interact with them. Second, provide entertainment for your grandparents. Third, assist the grandparents with personal care. Last but not least, remember to do all three with a loving attitude. Now, what are you waiting for? Go and help to care for your grandparents with a loving attitude, and you will feel good about yourself too.
Lastly, we have the incredible public service announcement videos that received SIVAs. The public service announcement, or PSA, is a short promotional video about an educational topic that is 30 seconds in length. Let's take a look.
Not stepping in the red circle. You step in it because I'm not stepping in it. Neither am I. What are you guys even talking about? The red circle. Nobody knows our guy. Nobody even knows where it came from, but everybody knows nobody would ever touch it. Hey guys, what are you guys talking about? The red circle. Guys, it's just a circle. And I bet it's used for nothing. See? Nothing will.
Warming up before exercising might seem unnecessary, but it really helps. According to the New York Post, up to 45% of people believe that their physical injuries come from skipping their warm-up. Warming up helps your body gradually get ready for a workout to prevent injury. Not doing so may cause muscle cramps, torn ligaments, fractures, and more. Don't trip up, warm up.
In warm weather, cockroaches are more likely to infest your neighborhood looking for water sources. To help combat these pesky pests, here are some practical tips. Eliminate potential food, water, and shelter sources that attract pests. Keep lids closed on outdoor trash cans. And make sure to seal cracks and crevices around your home. If you do spot a possible infestation, call the stormwater utility for storm drains, pest control for your property, and Sac Sewer for sewer manholes. Learn more at secctv.com.
Thanks for watching this year's SEVA Winners Reel. For more information about the SEVA program, including how to keep involved in SEVA all year long, please visit secctv.org.